Start with an opening statement from Coach.
All right. Listen, every game in March is heavily contested. I don't care what the final score says. This was a hard-fought game, and I thought two teams that played with a level of urgency that you would want to see playing in March. Defensively, I don't think we could have defended any better to start the game. I don't know what that stretch was, but it was they were without a bucket for a long time.
You have no audio.
Okay. I can hear it. But and I got a lot of respect for the Monmouth program. And
Recording
King
in
and
progress.
Administration. You know, they had a tough start to the season and had incredible crowds. One of the tougher environments I thought we played at on the road this year. And, you know, they're a well-coached team. They got a lot of different variations of what they run, what they do offensively and defensively. Gave us some trouble. I didn't think we did a great job taking care of the ball today. We'll need to do a better job of that to have success in this tournament. But I do think when we needed buckets and when we needed stops, we got them today. Whether it was defending, rebounding, or really making plays against their pressure. They had to get back in the game one way or another. They were going to be aggressive, and I thought Amari Williams had a big chunk of that. When he's able to score but also have assist, I don't believe that. It says one assist. There's a lot of hockey assist in there. He's setting guys up. I think we all know that. And I think the bigger number probably is one turnover, because there's a lot of games, if you can see. And our job as coaches is to help our young men grow and mature, right? There's a lot of plays that I think earlier in this season would have been offensive fouls or charges. And I thought he had some great poise. Jump stop, land on two, share it, made three. Jump stop, land on two, you know, 6-foot floater. So I'm super proud of how we're growing and what we're doing, and we'll continue to do it.
Questions?
Zach, being able to have Justin Moore back, I know he's missed the last, I think, 6 games it was. How big was that to have him back in the lineup, and is he going to be good going forward?
Yeah, February 2nd was the game winner against Charleston. I think he was injured in that game, probably at A&T when he got hurt, and it just kept getting worse and worse. He got, you know, kind of point of no return injury the day before Delaware. And that was probably one of the worst 24-hour stretches for our program from an injury standpoint, because the next night Jamie Bergens is done for the year after playing an incredible game. So we went the last month of the season without a point guard. And Yami Butler filled in admirably, but that's not his true position. So to have any point guard back is great. To have Justin Moore and his talent level, I mean, he hit the same shot he beat Charleston with in this game. Left wing pull up, and felt really good about it. I think everyone in the building that knows him knew it was going in, and the next one didn't. But we like him taking those shots. So you could see, though, a couple tough turnovers right there. Probably got to get his legs about him and wind. But, yeah, anybody to help our rotation is great, but to have Justin Moore it's a big bonus for us.
Defensively, you were able to, I think it was 10.5 minutes they didn't score to start the game, went up 18-0. Was there anything that you guys did in particular, or was it just you guys being cohesive on that end?
You know, I think our staff does a good job from a scouting report standpoint, but at the end of the day, it's about our players, right? And you've got one of the best shot blockers in the country, one of the best rebounders in the country, and a top 25 scoring defense. And I think that was on display, and just really proud of how the guys really were locked in coming into this. I mean, we haven't played. We had a bye the final weekend, right? So we've had more time off than anybody else. One, we got healthy. Two, we were able to really kind of fine-tune some things that we were good at early on and maybe got away from it. And I think we came out locked and loaded today.
Go to the Zoom, and David.
Hey, Coach, a couple questions for you. One, were you concerned about, you just mentioned that you guys had a bye and everything. Were you concerned about, like, any rust coming into this game?
I would be, but I thought our two practices, Wednesday and Thursday, were really good. We went long, too, especially Thursday, right? We did about 20 minutes of Monmouth and 20 minutes of Hampton, just half-court defense. And if we weren't doing both, we would have done 40 minutes of one, so we didn't think it was a big deal. But we mapped it all out, Dave, and we had every day, every hour mapped out, from Thursday beating Northeastern to the bye weekend to some just regeneration days, some run and shoot, no basketball IQ plays, just literally get shots up and get conditioning and days off. And listen, you find a little bit of time. Science shows you get a little more time off in March. You also maybe get a few more wins. So I think you saw an energetic group out there today.
What is the main thing you can take away from today going into your matchup against UNCW, since the last time you played them, it was a double overtime loss?
Well, I think our personnel hopefully is a little bit different, but also I would take away that as coaches, we're going to look at the things we can do better. All right, I'm try to be really positive and celebrate the right things with our guys, but also realistic that we need to get that turnover number much lower. We can't have 15 turnovers. I thought had a couple Keystone Cop moments today. It was kind of floating around. They trapped us. We threw it over a guy's head. We threw it out of bounds. So if we can eliminate those unforced turnovers, Dave, certainly we'll go back and look at those. No doubt a quick turnaround, but we're not complaining about advancing in March.
And Amari, how would you assess your performance today?
I think it was an all-around performance, just kind of helped the teams on both ends of the floor, wherever it was finding the open man and just, rotating on defense. So I'd say all-around performance for sure.
Let me jump in there and just say I don't think the numbers begin to tell the story. 16 points, 11 rebounds, only 1 turnover. The 1 assist, how many times did he just diffuse the pressure, bring the ball up, kind of as a point guard, or we threw it to him and he made a play and facilitated a hockey assist or a layup. And then 1 block shot. I think we all know that's the most deceiving number in the game. 1 block shot, they touch the ball, right? How many times guys drive in, see him there, and they turn away? He continues to impact the game as much as he can. The only thing that kept him from impacting more was a little bit of foul trouble. Sorry.
All right, thank you.
He can speak for himself.
Go ahead.
Coach, was today a matter of getting back to what you guys did in that first game defensively compared to when they got the win over you at their place? Was this a matter of getting back to what you did back in January? Or
Yeah, I
really?
always think, and it's a little bit of coach speak, but I think the really great programs never get back to the basics because they never leave them. And I think we're somewhere in between right there. We certainly did a better job defending today. I don't think we were terrible defending there, though. I think it was, a pretty low-scoring game. We just didn't quite execute like we needed to and missed some free throws and had some turnovers. So we played well enough to deserve to win, and your defense has to travel. We all know that, right? Tempo isn't as valuable as pace, and pace can be controlled, and tempo can be controlled at times, and I thought we did a good job with both those things.
John, last one.
For Amari, you guys blew a 22-7 lead in the first half to UNCW in the double overtime loss. How painful was it, and how excited are you for a little chance at revenge?
It was tough. It was, our first loss at home in conference for sure. But I think we kind of put that behind us, We're ready for whatever task comes ahead. We knew we was going to play them. So I think we just go out there with the same mindset and just know what we have to do to come out with a win again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Make sure you're watching. If you're not one of the best players in the country on the women's side, Keyshawn Washington, 20 seconds left, tie game. We'll be fired up for our women to get a regular season title today. Make sure you're watching that. All right? Thanks.
Coach.
See you.
Start with an opening statement from Coach.
Want to give Zach and his team a lot of credit. We played them pretty well the last time we played them, and you could see their adjustments early in the game. He had his kids really charged up and ready to play, and they were just bigger and stronger than us today. We tried to go at their big fella because we had success last time, and we just couldn't really get it going on the inside. Then my 2 big guys got in foul trouble, and it just made it be a tough day on us today. And then, when your team's not playing well, they need their coach. And, sometimes people take advantage of situations and try to make you look funny. But I'm a big boy, and that's why I brought my son out here today again, so we can learn these lessons together. And I ain't going to say much about them, but y'all saw it.
Questions in the room? John.
Hey, Coach. John Titel from Hoops HD. Following up on that, what lesson do you want your son to learn today?
That you got to keep your cool. You got to keep your cool. Even when people take advantage of the situation that they're in, you got to keep your cool. My kids needed me, and I got kicked out the game, and that's not okay. But there's going to be letters written. There's going to be things said. I'm not going to say I didn't cuss at anybody. I didn't cuss at them. They made it very clear early in the game, I'm done with you. With about 8 minutes gone in the game. Okay, well, there's still a lot of game left. How can you be done with the head coach? And then after that, I watch all these guys on TV, and everybody cusses them out, and I don't. And I get kicked out. Okay.
Anything else? Kyle?
There you go. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Coach, with Williams, when you got a guy who's about 7 feet tall, who's able to bring the ball up the court against the man pressure and was passing out of the low post and that sort of thing effectively, what sort of matchup problems does he create?
Well, that's why we tried to go at him early. Very physical early in the game, and sometimes a foul happens, and then the second foul gets called, and now my guy's got foul problems. He's a really good player, okay, and me and him are connected because he's from London. He played for Steve Bucknell, who's a Carolina man, who's one of my closest friends. So I big up that kid. For him to be from London, there's not a lot, or from England, there's not a lot of kids that come over from there. All right, I played pro in Birmingham, England. All right, there's not a lot of kids there, and for this kid to be as good as he is as a junior, and he is 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. His offense is coming, but just his energy and his length, and he's not a skinny kid, so he's strong. You can't. Last game we were able to get into his body and gave him some problems. Today we just couldn't. He just dominated every part of it. I think him bringing it up, if we didn't have foul problems, he wouldn't have been bringing the ball up against us.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.